with cute little wee DJ software running on this iPhone, and that's what we're talking to you with you about today. So welcome to Tuesday Tips Live. I'm having to move this way to get away from all the equipment and the little cameras we've set up to show you this cute dinky little thing that we've got here for you today. Hello everyone who's just joining us. I'm just going to welcome especially the people over on our brand new Global DJ Network Facebook group. Welcome to you. In good time, that's going to be the only place where you can watch this stuff. So if you haven't got yourself into the Global DJ Network yet, thousands have, then you just got to hit message on this page. If you're watching on our Facebook page, hit message on the page and then message the word join to us. That's it. Send us a message on our Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/digitaldjtips. Send us the word join and we will vet you and join you up to the Global DJ Network, our great new private group for DJs the world over of all types and of all levels of skill. So that's the Global DJ Network. Welcome Global DJ Network people if you're watching there for the first time over there today. I have all your comments on this little iPad, so I'll be saying hello to you especially, but to everyone as well. Hello over on YouTube. Good to have you guys and girls here. And of course on our Facebook page. How could we forget our Facebook page? It's got more than 500,000 people following it after all. Right, what are we talking about today? We're talking about this. There we go. It's the Pioneer DDJ-200 controller. I'm taking all your questions on this. I've played with it. I've already made a first look video. If you want to see the first look video, by the way, it's there. djtips.co/DDJ200. djtips.co/DDJ200 to look at the first look video. But we're here at the moment looking at the unit live. So I want to answer any questions you might have live about this unit. You just ask me and I will get to them and answer them hopefully within this broadcast. This is a live broadcast, people. That means that we take your questions. We go where you want us to go. If you're watching the recording on YouTube or Facebook thinking, what is this? Why don't they get to the point? That is the point. You should have caught us live. And the way you do that is by hitting notify inside YouTube. Don't just subscribe, hit notify as well, hit the bell. And on Facebook, click show digital DJ tips posts first. Then you will know when we go live and you will be able to join in there. Right, lots and lots of people already commenting. Interestingly, no comments coming from YouTube yet. If you're on YouTube, give us a shout and we will just double check that you're actually seeing our stuff. But assuming that you are watching us over on YouTube, welcome guys and girls from there. Yay, we've got DJ IMN from Delaware, USA, who is saying hello over on YouTube. So it appears to be working. Mateus says, can this new thing handle Android? It will be able to in the future, but it's only for iOS at the moment. Right, so we're looking at this unit I've got in front of me here today. Welcome everyone. Oh, by the way, if you are new to this and you're thinking, what is this? You know, what am I watching? What have I stumbled over? You stumbled over Digital DJ Tips. We are the biggest online DJ school in the world. We've been doing this stuff for a good 9 years now, and we're very, very proud to have got 21,000 students through our doors. We're the people behind this book. If you've ever seen this book, Rock the Dance Floor, it's a bestseller on Amazon. It's our book on how to DJ. We're actually making the course of this book at the moment. It's called the Complete DJ Course. We're very, very excited about it, but that's coming in a few weeks' time. Keep an eye out for that. But that's who we are, and our job every Tuesday is to bring you tips, gear reviews, new stuff, answer your questions about an area of DJing. Last week we did, is it time to go full-time DJing? So, you know, we do all kinds of stuff. We do stuff around gear, music, success, playing out, promoting yourself, techniques, all that kind of thing. Today it's gear, because today we're looking at this unit here. Right, so that's who we are. Welcome, hello to our existing members and so on. I'll give you all a big shout out soon. Let's talk about this unit here then. So this is the Pioneer DDJ-200. It's just been launched. It's about $150, 160 euros, 140 pounds. It's not for hobby and semi-pro DJs like you and me. It's for casual DJs, people, brand new DJs, people just interested in DJing, kids. It's got two really big things. One technical thing and two like interesting things about it. So number one is it's built to work with phone apps. So it works not only with DJ, which is this phone app here. So we've got some music playing away there. It's built not only to work with this, which is Pioneer's own app, and it's free. You can get it on the App Store right now. But it also works with Algorithms DJ and with MWM's eDJing Mix. So there's three apps it works with. And the really exciting thing is that across those three apps, it works with Beatport Link, which is Beatport's brand new streaming service, Soundcloud Go Plus, Deezer, Spotify, all of those are of course subscription services, but it also works with SoundCloud Premium over on EDJ Mix. Spotify is inside Algorithms DJ, and this has got Beatport and SoundCloud built into it. So there's a whole load of streaming services. If you're one of these people that keeps all their music on Spotify or on Deezer, and you're like, well, why can't I get my music to play on my phone DJ app? Well, now you can. You always could, but now you've got a controller that will work with it as well. So Pioneer's trying to open this up to a big wider audience than previously. So back to the unit here then. So it's really to get around the fact that you've got no headphones if you're just using your DJ app on your phone. It's quite hard to use your DJ app on your phone and not very cool, right? Down here tapping away on the screen, much nicer to have a controller. So I guess one of the first questions is, what's the controller like? Well, it's got good jog wheels. They've got scratch, which works. They've got nudge around the edge. So they work like you would expect jog wheels to work. It's got good tempo faders, nice big, long tempo faders. It's got proper EQs and filters. I know it's quite quiet, the audio for you guys, but I couldn't get the audio fed into our broadcast system in time for this demo. Anyway, you can hear the filters there. We've got EQ, and a 2-channel mixer. And a lot of the controls are down here on your phone. So there's a BPM sync, of course, here. And I can mix between the 2 tracks, as you would expect. By the way, I wouldn't normally DJ with my phone propped up like this. I've done it so you can see it. So they're the basic features of the unit. The question that gets asked a lot already is, how do you plug it into your speakers and headphones? Because it hasn't got any audio built in. There's no headphones output, there's no speakers output. Well, you do that via your phone. So this output on the phone here, via the phone's adapter, because there's no headphone cable here. The adapter, they used to come with Apple phones. It only works on iPhone at the moment. They used to come with Apple phones. Now you have to buy one. They're like $9 or something. You plug in this thing, and this is called a splitter cable. See this splitter cable here? So there's the adapter, and there's the splitter cable. And what this does is send one output off to your speaker and one output off to your headphones. So there's my headphones plugged into it. And there's my speaker. So now I can monitor on the headphones using the monitor buttons here. And I can also use the speaker to hear what's going on. So how is this unit talking to the phone? There's no wire between them. This has got a wire in the back of it, only for power. So how is it talking to the phone? Well, it's talking to the phone by Bluetooth MIDI. There's a little Bluetooth thing just out of camera. Maybe it's just in camera reach here that says Bluetooth MIDI. So there's Bluetooth between the phone and the unit, no wire. There's actually no latency, which means there's no gap between you doing something on here and it happening. Just grab a, see that? It's instantaneous. Because it's Bluetooth MIDI and not whole audio going over Bluetooth, there's no lag at all. It's absolutely instant. So interesting bit of technology going on there. But the real thing is all the streaming services and all the software that this works with. Spotify, Deezer, SoundCloud, Go Plus, SoundCloud Basic, and Beatport Link, which has just been announced today, which is another big story. It's also been designed to be really easy to use. So when you start the thing up, you get a really good tutorial that talks you through all the functions and features and makes you move the faders and so on until it knows that you've learned the thing that it's teaching you, and it talks you through everything. And there are tutorials about all kinds of parts of the way it works, cues and loops and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you all that stuff in a minute actually. But so it's got built-in tutorials, and the idea there is that anyone can kind of learn how to DJ on this pretty quickly. So that's kind of an overview of the unit. I'm going to show you a talk through of the software in a minute. But first I want to take some early questions from all of you people about this. So I am now scrolling up, and there are literally hundreds across all our channels. So are Pioneer DJ overcrowding their own market, says Nikki, for beginner controllers? It's a good question, and I think it's why this hasn't got an audio interface built in, because they don't want it to clash with this, right, which is the DDJ-200 that does have an audio interface built in and does have all that stuff. So I think it's a good question, and I think, you know, there's a lot of other things missing on this by the way, that you would get on the DDJ-400. There's no, let's another look at it. There's no EQs up the middle. There's no looping controls separate up here. You can't select what the performance pads do. You have to select that down on the unit itself. And lots of other stuff. No gain controls at the top. You've just got the EQ that differentiates it. But very good question, Nikki. It's the first time seeing this, says Delsang. Is this exclusively for DJing via your iPhone? Good question. The power lead here is actually going into my laptop, and I can confirm that it also works with Rekordbox. So if you want to use it as a Rekordbox controller, plug in. And the best bit is that it unlocks Rekordbox. So you download Rekordbox for free from Pioneer's website, plug that in, and you're unlocking a $139 software, and it'll just work with it, which is pretty cool. So in other words, that's got a built-in Rekordbox license. So let's go back to the picture of it while I read out your questions. It reminds me a lot of the M-Audio Talk Exponent, says Steve. Yeah, but it's a lot smaller than that old controller there, Steve. How does it compare to low-end Newmark or Hercules entry-level gear, says Pete? Well, most of their stuff has got a built-in audio interface. This hasn't. However, this is designed from the off to work with all the phone apps that you might already have on your phone. So a slightly different market. What would be the best tip to DJ with if you only have a controller and a speaker and nothing else, says Caden? Use the beat grid and the sync functions, because you won't be able to do a very good job of beat mixing without headphones, Caden. So that's what I would do. Will it beat my current Newmark Mixtrack Pro 3, says Mateus? It's aimed at a different market. This thing is aimed at the kind of casual DJ, not the hobbyist DJ like you and I, the casual DJ, the new DJ, kids, your kids, people who just want to dabble and want to get involved. And the nice thing is that you plug it into your Rekordbox, free Rekordbox software on your laptop, and then you can kind of move up the food chain a little bit. It's quite tiny. My son would think it's his toy, says Stephanie. What was I just saying, Stephanie? So lots of you just telling other people about this. Is it a replacement for the WeGo series, says Matt? Lots of people talking about that. It's like half the price of the WeGo, maybe a third of the price of the WeGo. So I think they're probably expecting them to live alongside each other, but the WeGo might slowly disappear, I would guess now, because they've got all the controllers, 200, 400, 800 and 1000 now. I reckon a 600 will come in and that'll be the range. So my idea would be that the WeGo would probably be on its way out soonish, but that's only a guess, no one's told me that. It would be great to mix with my iPad Pro, says Steve. The software, the WeDJ software, only works on iPhone at the moment. However, you could use Algorithms DJ on an iPad, or of course you could just use the phone software blown up big on your iPad. Obviously for the casual user, says Dale Sang, maybe a great gift for someone who wants to DJ in his or her bedroom, small house parties and so on. How can we connect it to the phone or iPad, says Sai. So it's connected via Bluetooth MIDI, Sai. So we're talking today about this. It's the new Pioneer DDJ-200 that works wirelessly with your phone, works with Spotify, works with Deezer, works with Soundcloud and Beatport Link, which is Beatport's new streaming service, and it works via a splitter cable which comes with it that can split the audio between your headphones and your speaker. If you're enjoying this, or if you know someone who might want to see this, hit that share button, please. We want to get this out far and wide. A lot of people asking about this controller, and we have one here, so please do share this. So I use my iPad with my Vestax Spin 2, and I'll be looking to upgrade, but I prefer a SoundCloud and headphones input, so this unit may be a bit limited for me, says Matt. I think I agree with you, Matt. I don't think anyone's ever going to upgrade to this unit, although it does make a nice controller for kind of a secondary device. So people asking about the splitter cable. Let me talk to you about the splitter cable. This is the splitter cable. So what this does, this is an age-old hack for DJ gear. So what this does is it takes the single audio output from your phone, which is stereo, which has got a left and right output, right? You're with me now? So if you put your headphones on normally, you hear slightly different audio in the left to the right, which is how you hear that stereo sound. And it sends a signal for your speakers down the left-hand audio and a signal for your headphones down the right, and just makes it play in both speakers. So in other words, you're getting a separate output for your headphones to what the speakers are getting, but you're sacrificing stereo. Not a big deal for DJing, frankly, sacrificing stereo, but it is a game changer and a no-no for some people, including Michael on YouTube. So thanks for that, Michael. It's a controller to use at home, but it's not that bad, says Anne-Marie. What about Apple Music, says Red the DJ? That's what we've been saying. No streaming service offers Apple Music as of now. We think that when that happens, it's going to be game, set and match, whoever manages to get that plugged in. Because if you think about it, iTunes is plugged into all DJ software. So as soon as someone gets Apple Music licensed so that your Apple Music just appears in your DJ software, I think they'll have a hit on their hands. Anyway, that's not this unit and it's not now. So I'm still trying to find a setup as small as this with 4 decks, says Neil. I'd never entertain streaming sites though. Will you end up with Domino's pizza adverts in the middle of your set? I just never understand why wireless setups would happen. Surely good isolated wires are a fail-safe, unlike wireless. Well, yeah, I think, you know, this is built to a price. So using Bluetooth MIDI to talk to your phone saves having to have the Apple chips in the unit, which would cost money in order to talk to your iPhone and so on. We've used it, I agree with you, this is for parties, it's not for clubs. That said, we've used it here a lot and it's really very robust. It's like, it's not failed on us yet. So I'm going to go back to your questions in a minute, but first I just want to talk you through a few more of the features of this. If you have just joined us, it's Digital DJ Tips. It's our live show, Tuesday Tips Live. We are live on YouTube. We are live on our Facebook page at facebook.com/digitaldjtips. And for the first time, we are live in our Global DJ Network group. So if you're in Global DJ Network, a massive thumbs up to you. Great for being one of the early people in Global DJ Network. If you're not in Global DJ Network, it's an awesome new group just for DJs from Digital DJ Tips, but for you. And you can join it by going to this URL. Sorry, you can't join it by going there at all. You can join it by sending us a message, sending the word join by hitting message in our Facebook page and just send us the word join. That is where you'll find more information about what we're talking about now. Right, let's get back to what we're talking about now and let me show you a few of the features. So we've got one track playing here. I've got another track over here on this deck and I've got something called transition effects, which I can turn on here and it gives me an effect as I move the crossfader across. So you heard a kind of effect there. There's lots of effects you can choose from. If I had the sync on, that would have sounded better, by the way. So there's a roll mix. I quite like the roll mix. Listen to this. I'll turn that up a bit so you can hear it a bit louder, folks. I think that's probably as loud as it goes, but there we go. Other effects, let's just have a look at some more here. You won't be able to read this. Echo spin, this is a kind of a spin back. So they're nice little transitions that are designed just to make quick mixing fun, especially for the new DJ. Obviously we wouldn't be using those all the time as kind of pro DJs, but that's transition effects on that button there. Now you also have loops. So the looping is as you'd expect. Across the pads there. To change pad mode, you have to use the little buttons down here. So we've got hot cues, which is again as you'd expect. There's a hot cue set there. And you can delete them by pressing shift and hot cue. We've got pad effects. Pad effects are really nice. So there's a roll, kind of a filter effect, phaser, break stop. Echo, another echo, reverb, echo out, quite a useful one for mixing there. Then we have the sampler, which has got your usual suspects on it. A few bits of drum kit there. And that's the performance pads. So already showed you the filter here, but here's a nice thing with the filter. You can select up here an XY pad. You can see that's giving me a mix between filter and another effect. But you can also change the effects that this works on by hitting edit. So for instance, I could change that to a jet or a noise. Now that will work on here. But also, it will work on the filter knob, which is now a noise knob. So there's a little demo of some of the performance features on the little WeGo DDJ software for the DDJ-200. So what we're talking about, by the way, if you've just joined us, it's Tuesday Tips Live from Digital DJ Tips with the WeDJ software and the DDJ-200 from Pioneer. And I'm going to talk to you about our thoughts about this in a minute. We've had a look at the unit now. If you have missed that stuff, you can always watch the replay. So do get ready for that. It'll be live as soon as we've finished being live, if you know what I mean. What's the jog wheel size? Let me show you. I just kind of put my hand next to the jog wheel for those of you asking the jog wheel size. There you go. That's my finger. So they're quite small, but they work. They work well enough. They're pretty cool. It's the same market as Hercules, says Simon. Yeah, kind of is. Any other controllers with Bluetooth MIDI, says Alvin? Not that we know of. So how does it work in Rekordbox? Can you show? I can't show actually, but it does. It just works. You just plug it in and it works. Abe says, hey Phil, shout out to the Digital DJ Tips team. Hello Abe. I missed the price, says Boy Brown. Around $150, euros, pounds, slightly less or slightly more, depending on your currency. The pads are clicky plastic buttons. Yes, they are. But they're really responsive, nothing wrong with them. They work really well. Algorithm news, says Donald, wireless mixing with DDJ-200 and DJ, exactly. So a lot of you DJ users saying this sounds great. This is for DJs who have kids they want to teach, says Orale on YouTube, you're quite right. Would be more used as a secondary backup unit, says Steve, possibly. I always bring a small setup, says Rocco, in my backpack just in case, because you never know when and where the party might start. Indeed. Older iOS users won't need a splitter with DJ. Use lighting for speaker out and headphone jack for monitoring, says Simon. So what about live streaming? No, there's no live streaming built into it that we can see, certainly not on the WeDJ software. Christopher says, we're all doomed as DJs. I.e., you will now get people thinking they can use it for any events they want to do. What's wrong with that? They could be the next superstar DJs wants to have a go and get hooked. Amateurs are there because they love the idea of DJing. Professionals need never fear amateurs. Never. If you're not doing your job well enough to not be scared of the amateurs, do your job better, be more remarkable. That's my view. I just think the more people into DJing, the better, because it's less people into Fortnite. So how much tech do you need to be a good DJ? All the people commenting, 2 Technics and a mixer was simple enough to be legendary, says James. Yeah, James, but was is the word. Everything's changed. Record shops are shut. You can't buy stuff on record anymore. All music is now available on digital formats. It comes online. All the features that we're looking at here, yeah, you don't need them, but they're an awful lot of fun. Key sync is an awful lot of fun. Looping is an awful lot of fun. The ability to time stretch something to half its usual BPM, keep the pitch and make it still sound good is an awful lot of fun. Being able to beat grid acapellas and then add effects to them, so you're basically live remixing, is an awful lot of fun. I could go on. You couldn't do any of that on 2 Technics and a mixer. You can do all of that and more on this. It's incredible, but you're right. The right tools in the wrong hands, they're pointless. So I'm not disagreeing with you, but I love technology. I think where technology and music meet, that's where it's all about. I'm in disbelief of what I'm seeing, says Gaz. I'm a Pioneer fan as well. This is exactly where things didn't need to go. Well, you know what I'm going to say, Gaz. I disagree. This isn't aimed at you and me, as I said at the beginning. It's not aimed at hobby DJs or semi-pros or pros. It's aimed at beginners, casual users. And I think it's great. From the image, the throws on the pitch and the upfaders seem generously sized. Is this the case in person? It is. These upfaders are really good. You get a lot of movement on them, and they're quite fine. I was impressed by them. You can certainly manually beat match on this thing. Sorry, I wasn't showing you the crossfader, the faders then. There they are. Ali says, note, chopping up a track to a live dancing crowd could annoy them if done too much. Arguably if done at all, Ali. I'm not arguing with you on that one. So how do the performance pads and the Q play buttons feel, says James? They seem pretty small and fiddly. It's worth the sacrifice for the market it's aimed at, but that must be a nightmare for things like finger drumming. You know what? I don't think... Oh, that's the sampler. I don't think they're that bad for finger drumming, in all truth. Again, I've got to remember to show you the camera I'm using. Yeah, they're all right. For what you get, I think they're good. Hey Phil, always nice tips, says K9 on YouTube. from you and your channel. Looking forward for any update on the Tractor DJ-200 2019. So we will let you know when that comes in. So I'm just looking through to see if there's anything here that we haven't kind of covered. Lots of people asking the same questions. Lots of you kind of sticking with my point that times have changed. Go with it. DJ Mark 1, good to have you here as ever. Streaming will be the future for new DJs. Most old school DJs will resist against streaming music and would prefer to own their own collection. Neither option is right nor wrong or better than the other. I agree completely. Use what you've got. By the way, let me show you Beatport on this. So I want to load a new track. I press that button there. You're screaming at me, aren't you? Turn it on, Phil. I press this button here. So down here, I have my music. You might not be able to see this very well. I also have Beatport, and I can click into Beatport here, and it will connect me up. It probably won't do it now. There we go. There's my digital DJ tips demo in Beatport there, which has been prepared just for this demo. There we go. So there's a load of Beatport music. You might be able to see the Beatport headphones here. So if I load a track off Beatport, it's crashed. Typical, eh? That was working fine before. I just wanted to defend Pioneer DJ with this unit and say this is pre-production. We've got a pre-production version of the software here, and they've just launched the production version, so I'm sure that would be all right. But anyway, that's the first time it hasn't worked properly for me. Probably why. They've probably turned off the demo and turned on the main version of that. Anyway, so that's how you get into Beatport. You just tap on here and you select your source there for my music or from your streaming service that you've got. You can put SoundCloud in there as well. Right, what else have we got that you're asking? Reboot, says DJ Digital. Yeah, man, reboot, doing it all the time, aren't we all? And other people saying stuff which isn't connected, but I will read it out anyway because it's fun. Ali's got a Denon DJ SC5000M Prime, the big motorized deck, and says they're truly amazing. Do you think streaming will be the future Pioneer deck method, and that you subscribe to access all music? And new players will be as good as the Nexus 2, but all done by streaming, says St. Nicholas on YouTube. You know, the thing with streaming is, I think that I'm pretty sure that what you'll see next is you'll see standalone players with built-in Wi-Fi. So you'll get like the Pioneer Nexus 3 will have built-in Wi-Fi. And when you plug in your USB, it will have all the codes on for your streaming services. So say you've got Beatport Link, and you've got Spotify, and you've got, say you've got those two. Say you've got Beatport Link and SoundCloud to give two kind of DJ type services. You have your username and password or a little app on your USB. When you plug your music in, it will not only load your local music, but it will say, okay, this person is who you are, and it will log you in automatically and get all your playlists from the streaming services as well, and they'll be there ready for you to play with. I think that's what will happen, and then I think what will happen next is people will stop worrying about local music, because everyone says, oh, the Wi-Fi is not very good in the clubs I play in. But look, if you replace the word Wi-Fi with power, that's half the world nowadays, folks. You might be somewhere where you know the power goes off all the time, right? It's life. You know, power generally is all right nowadays. You can generally rely on it, and Wi-Fi is going that way. Trust me. It will be like, without Wi-Fi, there's no reason to be there. That's the way it's going, and streaming and 5G and stuff, it's going to become normal. It just is. I think that's what's going to happen. That's my personal view. I've got no inside information at all. Rocco says, I stream for personal use and listening almost exclusively, but relying on wireless tech for any paid performance is a really bad idea. This isn't for paid performance, though. Let's get this really clear. This is a hobby unit. This is for people just having a go at DJing. But yes, I agree with you. Relying on Wi-Fi for paid performance without a redundancy is a bad idea. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Can you connect to an XLR or quarter-inch speaker? If you can get one to plug into this little lead here, yes, you can. You just need to get the right lead. Would it work with an iPad Pro? It would with DJ, the DJ app, I'm pretty sure, although I haven't tested that. All right, we've answered loads and loads and loads of your questions today about this unit. If you've enjoyed this, please hit share. Please share this with your friends. Hit like as well, of course. If you missed this and you're only seeing this on the replay, it's because you're not subscribed. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe and then hit the bell. If you're on Facebook, then hit the follow, hit the like, and then show posts first, and then you'll know when we go live. And if you'd like to join the group, which I've been talking about, which is this group here, the Global DJ Network, it is our brand new, it's only a week old group for DJs, private group on Facebook. It's taken off brilliantly. We'd love to have you in there. Eventually, these broadcasts will only be in there as we switch from our page to our group. So now's the time to join. Hit message on this channel if you're watching on Facebook, and if you're not, if you're on YouTube, then go to facebook.com/digitaldjtips, hit message and just type the word join. and we will get you into the Global DJ Network. And hello if you're watching over there, by the way. So I think we're done here. Any final questions? I'll just open the iPad up one more time to take any final questions about this unit, the Pioneer DDJ-200 and the WeGo software and the Beatport link. We haven't talked much about Beatport, but this has got the new Beatport streaming service built in. Ernie says the iPad Pro is the future, not the Mac. G30 Jack says, I'm concerned about the quality of the streams. Again, this is a casual unit for home play and parties. It's not for clubs. It would certainly sound great in that area. Tiffany's making that point, saying this is not meant for paid gigs. What type of output is it? Is it only Mini 3.5? Says DJ Kenny Marshall. It's actually no output, Kenny. The only output is coming from your phone. That's where the music's coming from. There's no headphone socket and there's no speaker socket on the unit at all. And the communication between the two, as lots of you keep asking, is by Bluetooth MIDI. So there we go. We've looked at this, the new DDJ-200 from Pioneer DJ today. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I hope you've liked my new friend, the hovering cam, I call him, this little boy here. That's what's been bringing you that shot. He probably will disappear now for a long time because he's a bit temperamental. So anyway, it's been great having you here. Thank you for joining in. Any more questions you have on any of our channels, YouTube, Facebook page, or the Global DJ Network Facebook group, just ask them underneath. My team and I will be there to help you out and to answer them. Any questions at all about the WeGo DDJ-200 or the WeDJ software, the Pioneer DDJ-200, the WeDJ software, or the Beatport link streaming service it's plugged in, you just ask away and we'll help you. And meanwhile, all that's left for me to do is say, get good, get out there, make the moments, and share, share, share. Let's get the news about this thing far and wide. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, folks.